All right, let's dive into a topic that's, well, absolutely critical for anyone using Google Cloud: taming your costs. We're going to pull apart the official guide and give you some real, actionable ways to get your cloud spending under control. Let's get right into it.
So let's just be real for a second. Have you ever opened that monthly cloud bill, seen the total, and just had that sinking feeling in your stomach? That, wait, how on earth did we spend that much moment?
Yeah, if that sounds familiar, you are so not alone. It happens to pretty much everyone. But here's the good news. A high bill is actually a huge opportunity. It means you can stop paying for waste and start getting way more efficient. And that's exactly what we're here to figure out. Okay, first things first. We have to get our heads in the right space. This is not about just blindly slashing budgets. The real goal, the big shift in thinking, is about systematically hunting down and eliminating waste. That one little change in perspective makes all the difference. And you can see it right here in the official definition. Look at the second half of that sentence, while maintaining performance, availability, and compliance. See? This isn't about shutting things down or making your app slower. It's about getting the exact same or even better results for less money. To keep things simple, everything we're about to talk about really just boils down to these three core ideas. 1. Pick the right size for your stuff. 2. Manage the life of those resources from the moment they're born to the moment they're deleted. And 3. The real secret sauce: automate everything you possibly can.
All right, let's get our hands dirty and start with the biggest ticket items on most cloud bills, the core infrastructure. I'm talking about virtual machines and all the networking that glues them together. And this slide just nails the idea of right sizing. On the left, you've got a machine that's way too big for the job, just burning cache on memory it doesn't need. On the right, you have a machine that's perfectly matched to the workload. Making that one simple switch can give you instant savings, often with zero change in performance. It's a huge win.
But right sizing is really just the beginning. You've got other tools too. For jobs that can be interrupted, like some data processing, preemptible VMs, which are basically Google's spare capacity, can save you a fortune, like up to 80%. For your predictable, always-on servers, locking in a committed use discount is a total no-brainer. And of course, the easiest win of all, hunting down and deleting those zombie VMs that are just sitting there running for no reason.
So you've got your compute dialed in. Awesome. But there's this other cost that can sneak up and bite you: network egress. This is what you pay every time you move data out of a Google Cloud region. And trust me, it can be a silent budget killer if you're not watching it.
So how do you fight back? Rule number 1, keep your resources together. If your storage bucket is in the same region as the machine analyzing the data, the transfer is usually free. You can also use things like private Google Access to keep traffic on Google's private network, or a CDN to cache files closer to your users. Both of those can slash your egress costs. Okay, let's move on from the raw infrastructure and talk about the services that handle your data. This is where costs can really balloon if you're not careful. We're talking storage, analytics, and, of course, serverless. The absolute key to saving money on storage is understanding data temperature. It's simple. Don't pay top dollar for data you barely touch. If it's active, hot data, sure, keep it in standard storage. But if you only access it once a month, move it to Nearline. Once a year, Coldline. Each tier down is dramatically cheaper. Now, the best part is you don't have to babysit this stuff. You can set up a lifecycle policy just like this. The log file comes in, it's hot, so it goes to standard. After 90 days, if nobody's touched it, boom, it automatically moves to Coldline. A year later, poof, it's deleted. You set the rule once, and it just keeps saving you money. Now, for all you BigQuery users out there, this is gold. You pay for how much data your query scans. So if you partition your tables by date, you can tell BigQuery, hey, just look at yesterday's data instead of scanning your entire 5-year history. That's a massive saving. And for those dashboard queries that run over and over, use a materialized view. It's like a pre-saved result, so you aren't paying to rescan the same data every time someone hits refresh. This brings us to a really powerful idea, and this quote just says it all. What if, instead of paying for a server 24/7 just in case a request comes in, you only paid for the split second your code was actually running? Well, that is the whole promise of serverless. And this chart shows you exactly why that matters. Look at that. Even the tiniest VM costs you a few bucks a month just to sit there doing nothing. But a serverless platform like Cloud Run can scale all the way down to 0. No traffic? Your bill for that service is 0. That's not just an improvement, that's a total game changer. So, we've covered right sizing, managing life cycles, and using smarter services. That brings us to our final and honestly our most important section. The golden rule that makes all of this work long term: you have got to automate your savings. This can't be a one time project, it has to be a continuous process.
And what does that look like in the real world? It means you write simple scripts that run every week to find orphaned resources, like disks that aren't attached to a VM anymore. It means you use tools like Terraform to build cleanup policies right into your infrastructure from day one. And it means you set up simple alerts that ping you when a resource has been idle for way too long.
So if you remember anything from this, let it be these 4 things. 1. Always right-size your compute. 2. Match your storage to how often you actually access the data. 3. Use serverless to completely wipe out idle costs. And 4, the most important one, automate your cleanup so waste can't creep back in. So I'll leave you with this challenge. Take a look at your own projects. What is one small, simple thing you could automate this week to stop paying for waste? Finding and fixing that one thing, that's how the journey begins. Thanks so much for tuning in.